So, Quincy, Browns started 5 quarterbacks last season. 4 of them won games. How important do you think the backup quarterback for the Browns will be this upcoming season with Deshaun Watson coming back from that shoulder injury? And would you roll with DTR as the main backup again?
I think you have to, right? Like you kind of made a commitment. You drafted him. He didn't get to play that much. He got to play what, 2 starts, 3 starts, played half that game. I thought he was showing signs there. But I mean, you have Super Bowl expectations with this roster, and it's not going to be with the backup quarterback, right? Like your season's going to be somewhat compromised no matter who your backup quarterback is. Now, it depends on when it happens, right? If you can't expect injuries. But let's say you get an injury in the beginning part of the season, you just need to stay alive for 4 weeks. Maybe you feel like DTR can do that. But I urge people to think about the backup situation differently. The backup situation for the Cleveland Browns is the situation around the quarterback position. It was a situation strong enough last year that carried PJ Walker to a victory over the 49ers. And that's going to be what the Browns are going to rely on if Deshaun Watson gets hurt for any period of time next year, not DTR, right? DTR will be expected to just be a neutral factor in those games. And he was able to win a game with the Cleveland Browns, just being a neutral factor. Even went on a game-winning drive that season. But everything else around the quarterback position is going to be what we rely on if that quarterback goes down. So who the backup is, it matters less to me than the situation that surrounds the backup quarterback. And if it's a Joe Flacco situation where Deshaun's out for the rest of the season's kind of compromised at that point, right? So it's just going to be what it's going to be. But yeah, I think DTR could be the backup, and I think that's fine relying on him to be the backup because the backup is really David Njoku. It's really Amari Cooper. It's really hopefully Nick Chubb, right? It's really this defense being able to keep games close. That's going to keep the Browns alive if Deshaun goes down, not a quarterback off the bench. Like they're on the bench for a reason. They're not going to carry you to very many victories because if they could carry you to victories, they'd start. So that just kind of is how I view it. I think the backup situation for them is more team wide than just the backup quarterback.